Diversity right now is a very tricky platform because what organizations intend to do and what actually happens on the ground level can sometimes be very different. My name is Sree Sen. I am from India. I am a writer, a poet. I have been a journalist and I would like to continue being a journalist. And I am also a police officer. I am also a CEO. I'm also a chef. And I think I'm a lot of characters that I write about. So a lot of me is quite imaginary. I have been in a lot of states in India. I have restarted my life quite a number of times, and I believe that brings a unique perspective to my work because I'm very comfortable being not a part of the community where I am living. I think it has helped me be a lot more curious in a genuine way about the people that I live with, about the culture that I am in. As a reporter or as an editor, you write facts for a newspaper. You're bound to write facts. You can't deviate from it. And I came across a lot of topics which I thought I was doing injustice to it by reducing it to a mere 300 or 500 words. So when I decided to move from India to Dublin, it was for my master's in creative writing at University College Dublin. And now I have the scope, I have the ability to really express myself. And this started when my grandfather had Parkinson's, and during the last stage of his life, I used to stay up with him in the night because he had trouble sleeping. And sometimes to entertain him, I would make up stories. And from that actually grew my passion to tell people the realities of a life, but in a much more hopeful way. That is where it grew, and then that is when I realized that I don't want to go back to journalism. I want to talk about the strength of our communities, people and issues that we have neglected, and how people have still overcome it and thrived in it. And for me, who has always written, but in a very specific format, I couldn't leave that format behind. So this course in Masters did a lot of good things for me. That is where I also learned that I could express myself in poetry as well. It was only in university that I realized that poetry has such a beautiful way of expressing that is so many layers to it. I recently received a grant from UCD, the Maeve Binchy Travel Award. It is for me to go back to India and research about a topic that I want to write a fiction about. It is regarding the trafficking of young women and even children from the tea estates of North Bengal. I was introduced to the problems of that region through journalism. So in a way, I am hugely indebted to my past profession. Diversity right now is a very tricky platform because what organizations intend to do and what actually happens on the ground level can sometimes be very different. But these issues, they will not get solved overnight. As a migrant myself from India, right now the issue that I face with my work is visa. And it is as basic as that if you want people from outside to come and join you, you have to build the infrastructure for that. So it's that gap which needs to be addressed. A lot of organizations are coming up with their own diversity charters, which is great because that's a blueprint that you want to work towards. I really look forward to seeing the implementation of it. When I came into this country and I wanted to work and earn in the arts sector, I realized that there's a big disparity between the two. That you can work, but you may not have steady income from it. Which primarily means that for me, it is not going to be a profession. And that has its own very real issues with it. The Arts Council of Ireland has also given a grant for me to develop my craft. But you realize these are temporary fixes. With the grant, I can only survive these many months without work. But eventually I will have to get into work. I need a steady income. To integrate somebody within the arts community is well and good. But to integrate an artist into the financial community is very different and very difficult. Beyond the policies, beyond the visas, it is the reality of life we have to look at. It is so important for people to open themselves up to arts because it's magic. You sit somewhere and you hear something or you read something that changes you. And that is the best sort of feeling in the world. And that is beyond magic actually. That is hope. You realize that there is so much more to what I am feeling right now. There's so much more to what I'm seeing right now. There's an entire universe ahead. And art brings it to us. Art from people from different cultural background brings it to us. It is surprising, it is wonderful, it is heartbreaking. Right now, the world is struggling and we really need a little magic in our lives.